When we look at managing file systems, we have different media and access methods on how to get images to and from the devices. We have external flash memory, like slot 0, as I showed in the prior lesson, USB, different types of directories of file systems that can be created in addition to boot flash. Files can be created and accessed via the boot flash. I can also put debug information, so if I need to troubleshoot or provide Cisco Technical Assistance Center some debug information, I can leverage this as storage to debug the log file command and place it on a specific slot, boot flash, USB stick, etc. I could also leverage secure copy, FTP, secure FTP, as well as TFTP access methods to go ahead and copy information to and from the supervisor module that these storage file systems are mounted. If I look at the NXOS operating systems, we have 3 images. We have a Kickstart image, which is sort of like the basic kernel of the Linux, and then it has the basic drivers to initialize the file system. I also have the system image, which contains the full infrastructure and 4 through 7 services of NXOS. Then I also have EPLD, the Erasable Programmable Logic Device, which is specific to the I/O modules. Here, I'm going to give a demonstration of how to see which Kickstart, system, and EPLD versions you are running. I'm in the default VDC. So I'm going to do a show module. Again, these are the modules that I have. I have module 2, module 7. If I want to see what EPLD version that I'm running, show version module 7 EPLD. This is the EPLD device. The Power Manager and I/O module is running these versions. So Power Manager is 1.006. The I/O is 0.006. I could also look at, if I do an up arrow, instead of a module, I can look at the fan. Look at fan 1 EPLD. Each one of these are specific versions, and it's all documented on Cisco.com, to where I can see for fan controller 1 and 2, they're running the exact same versions. I can also look at a supervisor module. I want to show you the EPLD of a supervisor module. So the supervisor module is a SUP 1 in module 5 and 6. So if I do a show version module 5, you can see that this is the active SUP, and his BIOS version is 3.2.2. So there's different ways to go ahead and show. So now if I look at the system and startup, if I do a show version, here's my Kickstart. Here, 6.2.8a. This is the version of NXOS software that we're running, and system is 6.2.8a. If you look, when I boot the device or the switch, remember I went over the directory structures? Boot flash. This is where I'm pulling that image from. So that's my Kickstart image. Then if I look at my system image, it's from the same boot flash, and I'm pulling it from there. And if you want to see the exact files, I can do a directory on boot flash. And then here, you will see the system image of 6.2.8a and the Kickstart image of 6.2.8a. And those map to the show version right here that I went through before. So that was an example of showing the Kickstart, the system image, and the EPLD versions. The one thing I will call out, EPLD versions are not tied to specific NXOS releases. However, EPLD versions do change from NXOS release to NXOS release. The dependency there are hardware features that you require. So for example, if you have fabric extenders connected to a Nexus 7000, or if you're running Lisp, Location ID Separation Protocol, it would be recommended to upgrade to the latest EPLD versions while doing the NXOS Kickstart and system updates.